Hello, my name is Helle Thompson. I teach at the AP program of Marketing Management at Zealand, Sjællands Erhvervsakademi in Roskilde. This is a video about the third semester about internationalization / export. I teach in marketing, so this video is about how to do marketing in terms of export. As I said, we use the international market selection process on third semester to figure out which country to do export to. We probably have to choose between 3 or 4 different kind of countries, and at the very end select one of them. In this process, we have reached step 2 called the microanalysis, and this video is about the customers. Before this, we have already done the microenvironment analysis, and we have also already done the competitor analysis. There are 2 things that are key actually when you do your export analysis or international market selection process analysis is to do an analysis on competitors and do an analysis on customers. And as I said, now we have reached the microenvironment about customers. We still use the model about product and market condition, and you can see it has 4 headlines, and our part for now is to focus on how the customers demand, which kind of demand the customers have for your particular product that you want to do export for. In order for you to understand the customers, the key questions are these. Firstly, you look at why do customers buy? How do customers buy? What are the customer's choice criteria? And when do they buy? And when they actually are buying, who is important in the process? And also, where do they buy? Which kind of sales channels do they actually use when they are buying the products? I narrowed these questions down to these 3 headlines. So you have, let's see, 3 headlines and 5 questions actually to come up with answers to. If we start with the first one, it is about the global megatrends. What you always do when you're trying to sell a product or want to sell a product to another country is to look at which kind of megatrends are there within that industry worldwide. Afterwards, you look at the national trends in terms of your product in that particular country or countries you would like to consider to do export to. When you have done that, look at the trends on the global and national level. You continue looking at the branding part. And when you look at the branding part, you at present, you use the brand equity model. It's a very good model to use as a starting point to talk about how do the customers look at the company right now. Thirdly, we look at the customer's lifestyle per country. And in this case, you look at the historical and national traditions per country. It means the lifestyle, the values, the norms, the rituals, whatever in that particular country or the countries you're considering doing export to. And lastly, you look at the consumer buying behavior. And amongst other things, when we talk about that, we talk about the decision-making model. And it makes sense if you walk through that model to figure out how is the customers different in the export country you would like to go into and do selling. This is an example on how to find information on Euromonitor about mega trends and national trends. As you can see up here, we look at the consumers. So firstly, you click on consumers. Secondly, you click on view megatrends. When you have reached that page, you can go further in and do other clicks. Maybe you have to go to level 3, 4, 5 in order for you to find the information you need. But this is how you actually do your search for the megatrends. You can do exactly the same thing when you look for your national trends. So do that firstly. So you get a big picture and big understanding, or big picture for understanding what what is the customers into right now, which kind of product is something they really would like to buy, and how should the products be. Secondly, you look at the brand equity model, because you have to figure out how does the customers look at the company that you're representing, and that you can do as a starting point. It's a very good way to actually write about branding, to have something more concrete to write from. So use this model to write about the brand loyalty, the brand awareness, the perceived quality, because every customer perceives quality differently. So try to come up with some ideas, information you have from customers on Trustpilot or whatever. Okay, how do they perceive the quality? Also, the brand associations, the values and the personality linked to the brand. You should write about that, and also the other pro, pri proprietary brand assets. It means, is there a trademark included in the company's branding? Is there any kind of patents? Is there any kind of partnership in terms of selling, marketing channel relationships, whatever? Okay, fill that out, please, as the second thing when you do your customer analysis. Now we reach the third headline in the customer analysis, and this is about lifestyle. As you can see here, you click here and, under consumer lifestyle, and then you will find the information about, you know, you can see here lifestyle surveys, and then you can put in the country, and you can select which kind of category you would like to uh, look into in terms of finding information about the consumer's lifestyle. Besides Euromonitor, it's always, when you look at customers, a very good idea to Google it as well. Normally, we are not a big fan at the schools that you do Googling, but in this case, you need to. Also, besides the Euromonitor, you have to do a little bit of Googling, because the information about lifestyle, history, tradition, norms, and customs is not something that, in that detailed level that you need to have, is present in Euromonitor. So this is an example on how you can actually, or some words that you have to use as search words. Okay, I've given you an example on how to do that. In this case, I've put in the words lifestyle, history, living, culture, people, tradition, customs, facts, norms, values. What I actually have given you is a lot of search words for things within anthropology and sociology, because this is actually what we are looking at per country. These are links to a previous case about how to sell a product that was a mix of alcohol and soda. And it's just to show how you should try, or you could search for information when you Google. Use these words, please. The latter part in the third headline is this. It's a consumer decision making process. It makes sense that you go through this, because how does the customer get aware of a product to buy, and afterwards how do they search for the information, how do they buy, and so on. So what's going on with the customers in that particular country, because every country is different. In some countries It's more like word of mouth that actually convince them to buy something. And in other countries, they stick to the facts that they see on the website or whatever. So try to walk through this and write about it in your customer analysis as well. This is for consumers, B2C market. If you want to talk about, oops, sorry, if you want to talk about B2B buying decision making process, it's this model to use. Don't be confused about the headline called organizational decision. It's just the American way of talking about B2B market. Okay. This is a quick link. Okay. If you click on this, you get straight into the Moodle business databases. So it's just like, a quick link for that. And finally, uh, one more example on how to do Google search in terms of business. This is all for now. And if you have any further questions, please ask the teacher that is present in class.